Good afternoon. So here we are approaching towards next week's gonna be middle of February. So I say we've got maybe one more month to go before the threat of frost is completely gone. But I wanted to show you today what you can expect when growing these tropical fruit trees in the Central Valley. So right around this time, and potentially beginning of March is going to be the worst time for tropical fruit trees. They are going to look the ugliest. But I do wanted to show you the realities of trying to grow some of these tropical fruit trees. So as you can see, I mean, Inga is looking fine. If you come here, actually, the papayas, visually looking, they are going to look probably the worst. I say that because if you come here, from this angle, actually, this might represent a slightly better visual aid for you. Look at it. Yeah, this is what is, or what this is expected for papaya fruit trees. Unprotected, of course. Here's the thing. If you come here, see all these? These were all branches in previous winters where the frost came and knocked it down. And in doing so, I simply prune out the branches. So these are the battle scars from previous winters. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, winter one, winter two, and I'm probably going to be taking some of these off. But yeah, this is what you can expect for papayas. And yet at the same time, when you look at it, year after year, they will continue to produce fruits for you. Just wintertime is not going to look pretty. That's really it. And this is my southern facing yard, which is the better position because it gets all day sun in the winter months. Mangoes. Yeah, if you come here, look, mangoes, visually, they look very sad. I mean, I've seen some pictures of folks' mango trees in mostly the Florida region where a small little frost comes, it looks brown, like the entire tree looks like this. But the unique thing about our climate is the fact that once you're able to get them to grow a few years, because and in the ground that is, and because our winters are just insane. I mean, fortunately this year has been somewhat mild. We've only had maybe 3 or 4 frosts. But yeah, these guys are pretty acclimated. They're battle hardened. That's not to say they're not going to get any damage. They absolutely will get damage or can get damage. But at the same time, as soon as the weather warms up, the damage goes away, new growth comes out to replace them, and they get better and better each year. Yeah, this is what I mean by mangoes are, yeah, visually they're pretty sad looking. Yep, expected, fully expected. Now, winter time, the guavas, they go through an identity crisis. What I mean by that is guava fruit trees have a tendency to become red, like what you're seeing here. When I say identity crisis, that's a Thai guava. The foliage should be completely green, except winter time, because it then thinks it's a red Malaysian, which is this guy right here. He's always red. So yeah, guavas will absolutely do that. They will, when Cor Stress become a shade of red, ruby supreme, and Taiwanese guava. Yeah, look at that. Completely normal. Don't freak out. And of course, if you look at the ground, completely normal, okay? This is essentially the trees losing their hair when they're stressed. I mean, just like you and I. Star fruit. Yeah, exact same thing. The leaves will have a tendency to turn yellow, just like this. But again, this is fully expected, especially these two trees, just because they're still expending a lot of their energy into food production. So let's go to the back. All right, backyard. Figs haven't woken up yet. As with most deciduous trees, this is to be expected, okay? Now, cherimoyas. In my opinion, maybe next to pawpaws, cherimoya trees are perhaps one of the most cold tolerant anonas. Yeah, these guys will take anything. I mean, with minimal damage. Like, look at it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, just the guavas. They can freak out and turn all red. Now, if you come here, see this guy right here, Capulet cherry. This is actually a typical behavior. He's not losing its leaf because it's cold. I mean, this is not because of the cold. It is, but it's not. Right around this time in the Central Valley, right around February, this guy goes through a transformation where it drops all of its leaves, basically becoming deciduous for like a few days. But you're not gonna even notice it, just because once the new leaves are dropped, new ones come out to replace them. So this is essentially semi-deciduous. Does phenomenally well here. So now if you come to this section of the yard, so I mean, look, okay, look at the stone fruit here. This is a red Anjou pear. Everybody knows these pears are deciduous. They need the cold. They need a chill hour. So the leaves being dropped, I mean, this is completely expected. And in fact, if this guy doesn't drop its leaves during the wintertime, there's a very good chance that they're not going to ever fruit for you. So they need the cold in order to successfully fruit. However, next to it, or other tropical or tropical fruit trees, Taiwanese guava, gumachima, even the kaffir lime, these these will drop the leaves because of stress, Cor stress, that is. But what I'm trying to illustrate to you is just pretend your tropicals, when they drop the leaves, just pretend they're deciduous trees, if that makes you feel any better. But I mean, I do know for a fact that as soon as the weather warms up, everything is going to be as green as you can get. Read avocado. The avocados are perhaps one of the easiest tropical fruit trees to grow in the Central Valley. The Longans, yeah, no, these guys have no problem with the cold, um, including the different varieties. Look, Kahala, developed in Hawaii. If you come here, tall guy here, BQ, native to Thailand. And then this little beady guy here, tree shampoo, also native to Thailand. Yeah, as you can see, no problem at all with the winter. Yeah, Longans are just one of the hardier tropical fruit trees. So let's get over here. Now, I wanted to show you this corner of the yard. Actually, if you come here, I wanted to show you. This is to be expected, okay? I mean, you're trying to grow tropical fruit trees that absolutely hate the cold. Some tolerate it better than others. Some just absolutely hate the cold. Let me show you a sheltered greenhouse-ish. I've got a heater in there that is set to 45 degrees. So this is somewhat sheltered. And at the same time, this can happen. So what's up? Yeah, I mean, there's a chance he's dead, but I'm just going to leave him here and see what happens. Bruce Canisdale. Melee apple. Speaking of melee apple, just like its cousin here, it's part of the wax jambu family. Yeah, I mean, look at him. He is so freaked out because of the cold, he's dropping most of his foliage. However, at the same time, I know he's gonna make it because he's very much green. Actually, if you come here, let me just give you a better angle of, whoops, a better angle. All right. You know, you would think the same varieties of trees would be fine. However, here's what can happen. This is a green variety Kaimito, also known as star apple. Great looking tree. I mean, look at the foliage. It's gold underneath and normal looking green in front. So next to its buddy, that's a purple variety. I mean, yeah, he's very much alive. I mean, he's green, but you know what? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, these are the living organisms. So, you know, one's going to be hardier than the other. So, yeah, oh, and sugar apple, one of the more sensitive anonas. But he does this every year. So, let's see here. Yep. I mean, this is all expected. I mean, yeah, I mean, I could jack up the heater a bit more, but at the same time, it is my intention to kind of stress them out just a bit because in the long run, I really do not want to keep protecting these guys. I want them to, once they are mature, I want them to be able to just make it on their own. So look, check it out. Bananas have it probably visually looking, they are probably one of the worst looking tropicals. Yeah. Actually, if you come here, I'll show you. The leaves will look ugly, but at the same time, look, at the same time, the fruits will be fine. But yeah, the leaves, because of the wind, the rain, the cold, that is what it's gonna look like. Yeah, bananas are that's typical. But at the same time, as you could see, they're fine. Next to the golden sweet apricot, I mean, he's deciduous. He needs the cold. This is all expected. Now, next to some jujubes here, I've got actually 3 different varieties of jujubes. needs the cold, hates the cold, but tolerates it. This is what happens. I mean, both of these trees, because they need the cold, they will go deciduous, lose all their leaves, except the green thornless Indian jujube here does not like the cold. That's why it's looking like crap here. But at the same time, it is holding on to their fruits. Winter time. Yeah, I mean, besides citrus, I mean, yeah, our options for fruits are somewhat limited. But once these guys are mature, they should be okay. Papaya, volunteer papaya watings. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of really show you. This is all expected. I mean, some trees may die, some trees may live, but it's been my experience that I've had a fairly good success rate with the growing of these tropical fruit trees. And the cool thing too, of course, is as these trees mature, as they become acclimated to our climate, the cold is not even an issue, as witnessed by, well, basically everything that you see here. So this is proof that, yeah, no, I mean, our freezers are basically a non-issue once these guys are established. Yeah, I mean, like, look, I mean, like all the tropical fruit trees behind me. This is living proof that they will grow without any issues once fully established. So, all right, have a good afternoon.